Based on historical precedent, Nintendo always has a major direct early June, around the time of E3. Traditionally, this is when many of the big gaming industry reveals are set to happen. This year is an interesting case though, as we already know E3 2022 to be cancelled. So what does this mean for our Nintendo Direct? Well, I think it's pretty safe to assume Nintendo is planning for a Direct around the same time frame, whether E3 is involved or not. I'm confident we'll have a Nintendo Direct announced within the next few weeks. So confident in fact, that I'm here to give predictions on what big games I think we'll see in the presentation. So without further ado, here are my official June Nintendo Direct predictions. The very first reveal always needs to set the tone. That's why I think the Direct will open with the reveal of a brand new 2D Zelda game. Now hear me out. We already know about Breath of the Wild 2, and since the franchise is so big, the Zelda team is almost always working on multiple projects. Especially with the news of Breath of the Wild 2's recent delay, Nintendo is going to want to push out something else Zelda as soon as possible. This is why I think a 2D game is a great option for this year. The game revealed here will be the Switch's first original top-down Zelda, and will look like a cross between the Link's Awakening remake and Wind Waker. It will be a super pretty game, and the big new feature will be a day and night cycle, similar to in the 3D games, which will require you to visit different areas of the map at different times of day to uncover secrets. This all-new 2D Zelda will be Nintendo's big game for August. It will have a release date of August 19th. Sonic Frontiers will get a segment in the Direct. The only new thing that will be shown is the game running in-engine on Switch. No new content will be revealed outside of what has already been shown. A little bit later in the presentation, picking right up where Metroid Dread left off last year, we will get another long-awaited game from a smaller Nintendo franchise. This year, that game will be Pikmin 4. Pikmin 4 will look visually similar to 3, but it will be the biggest Pikmin game to date. It will really be Pikmin 3 plus 1, as we'll be introduced to 4 brand new captains and 4 new Pikmin types. A variety of new areas and enemies will be shown off, and it will be given a release date of October 28th, 2022. After a few more third-party announcements, we will see new trailers for a few upcoming Nintendo games we already know about. First will be Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes. The latest Fire Emblem Warriors spin-off will get its final trailer, wrapping up any loose ends for the game, as it will be releasing not long after this Direct. Immediately following the Fire Emblem news will be a big new trailer for Xenoblade Chronicles 3. This will give fans plenty of new details to dissect prior to the game's eventual release at the end of July. Pre-orders for the physical special edition will open immediately following the presentation. Keeping a really strong block of Nintendo info going, we'll then head directly into the reveal of an all-new entry in the Rhythm Heaven series of games. We'll get a quick look at some gameplay, and we'll see a Joy-Con motion-controlled side mode as well. This new Rhythm Heaven entry will be released late August, on the 26th, the week after Zelda. More firepower is to come as we reach the midpoint of the presentation. After quite a long gap without any new info, a highly produced character trailer for Bayonetta 3 will begin rolling. This trailer will end with the long-awaited release date. Bayonetta 3 will come out this year on October 14th. A few more third-party reveals will then take us into a segment about Nintendo Switch Online Expansion Pack. The presenters will mention how they hope we're enjoying the N64 games that have come to the service, and to stay tuned for additional games that will continue to be added for all platforms. And speaking of platforms, they will reveal 2 more coming to the service. These will be Game Boy and Game Boy Advance. Both will be released later that day. This rollout will be a bit strange and cause some controversy. The Game Boy lineup will include many of the classics like Super Mario Land, Metroid 2, and Kirby's Dream Land. And it will be made available for base tier NSO members, as it won't be tied to the expansion pack. Game Boy Advance, on the other hand, will be an expansion pack exclusive. It will feature a bunch of great games at launch, like Minish Cap, Metroid Fusion, Golden Sun, and Mario Kart Super Circuit. Some of these games, like Mario Kart, will get online multiplayer added in. But to the dismay of many, no Mother 3 and no Pokemon games will be announced with the launch of the service. Bandai Namco's upcoming project will be revealed a bit later. Star Fox Assault HD will come at the end of September. This will be an HD remaster of the original GameCube game with added online multiplayer features and options for gyro aiming. This will be the first main series Star Fox game on the Switch, and will quickly become the best-selling game in the franchise. In our second to last segment of the Direct, there will be a new Splatoon 3 trailer showing off a new mode. This will be a completely new way to play multiplayer, different from Turf War or any of the previous ranked modes. This will be a short segment, but new info on the game will trickle out regularly until release, just like it already has been on social media. The Direct will end with one final block of announcements, just like how last year's E3 Direct closed with a bunch of Zelda information. This time, the presenters will mention that this is the last segment of the day and will kick it to an announcement trailer for a paid DLC update to Mario Party Superstars. This update will feature 4 new boards from the N64 era Mario Party titles, and over 25 new minigames from across the series will be added. This update will be made available mid-June and will be free for expansion pack members. On a similar note, we'll next find out that Wave 2 of the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Course Pass will be releasing in early July. We will then see a short sizzle reel quickly showing each of the newly added tracks. Again, this will be a mix of Mario Kart Tour tracks and redone courses from classic Mario Kart titles. From here, the presentation will be handed to Mr. Miyamoto, who will have a few more updates about the Mario series. First, he will comment on how he is hard at work with Nintendo's partners at Ubisoft on the development of Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope, and he has a bit of footage he wants to share. This will be a quick look at some new levels and will reveal the return of DK and Yoshi. Following this footage, Miyamoto will mention work on the game is going smoothly, and it should be ready to release before the end of the year. Finally, Miyamoto will note that he has one last thing to share. A trailer will begin showing off some realistic looking visuals of a massive, sweeping green landscape and ambient music. The camera will then begin to zoom in closer and closer to what looks like a castle tower in the distance. We'll be taken into one of the tower's lower windows and move up through a dark labyrinth of floors guarded by some fierce looking skeleton and turtle enemies. We continue through the chambers until we reach a shadowy figure resting atop the tower. The light reveals this to be one of the Koopalings, and immediately Mario comes rushing into the room, followed by a group of castle guards. Mario and the Koopalings smirk at each other and both dash forward in combat. The trailer fades out here, revealing a logo for Super Mario working title with an anticipated 2023 release. So what do you think about my June Nintendo Direct predictions? Let me know down below, and feel free to discuss your own Direct predictions in the comments. I'm getting that itch to watch and discuss a Nintendo Direct, so hopefully we won't have to wait for much longer. While we eagerly await that announcement, remember to keep it locked here for lots more quality Nintendo content. Thanks for watching.